Hello students, today we are going to start a new story, The Silver Lining, written by an Indian English novelist, Chaman Nahal. And the story is one of his famous literary pieces. Before we are starting the story, I have a question to you all. What is the most important objective of literature? That is, of course, to teach human emotions through stories or poems. The Silver Lining describes the story of a handicapped child and their parents' unhappy moments until a ghost who is similarly handicapped brings a ray or a silver line of hope into their child's life. His views about judging a man's outward appearance is that a happy man who puts on an appearance of happiness may be crushed deeply within, while an idiot may be truly happy. We have 5 characters in this story: the narrator, Mr. Danda, then Mr. Bandari and Mrs. Bandari, Pramodini, and Mr. David. We can divide the story into 4 sections for reading. Look at the first section. It is difficult to assess the range and quality of human emotions. Those with smiling, evergreen faces may have worm-like griefs, knowing at their existence, and a dull, idiotic-looking person may be blissfully happy. Life is a strange, humdrum affair, where even a few moments of peace snatched should probably be gratefully acknowledged. I recently had the very pleasant experience of staying at a guest house in one of the hill resorts. A friend of mine had earlier warmly recommended the place to me, claiming for it all the facilities which most of these boarding houses advertise but generally lack. It was centrally situated, close to the post office, close to the market, close to the bus stand, and was yet isolated and away from the common din. Din means the common noise. There were pleasant views to be had from there. It had excellent cuisine. Cuisine means the style of cooking. And I was well looked after by one of the most charming hostesses one could find anywhere. I discovered that the place exactly corresponded to the details described, but it was the hostess, particularly, and her husband and their little daughter who really proved to be the center of attraction to me. The lady belonged to the south, though she had married a North Indian. She was rather dark but had a very pleasant face, all smiles and kindness. The husband was a huge, swarthy man with large, bony limbs. Swarthy man means dark in color. Then he was extremely well mannered, and there was not a trace of that untempered roughness which one finds in most men hailing from the north. Untempered means not moderated. Mrs. Bandari, the landlady, took me in hand the moment I arrived. She looked after my luggage, gave instructions regarding my room, had a cup of delicious coffee produced in no time, and then put me at my ease by talking to me informally about myself and my visit. I was completely won over by the family. It appeared as if I had known them for years. While thus chatting with the two of them, I became aware of the slightly built girl hiding behind the settee. Settee means sofa. She must have been about 8 and was sweet and charming like her mother. Her hair was closely cropped with a straight fringe across the forehead in Chinese fashion. She was in jeans and in her half-sleeved loose jersey and high boots looked a miniature jungle queen. but she was behaving a bit too timidly for one and was trying to avoid me. Timidly means lack of courage. I couldn't help smiling. I saw that she was staring at me. I said, "What is your name?" and beckoned to her to come to me. Beckon means using gestures, calling someone too near. The girl became immediately self conscious, shook her head, and stood where she was. I called once more, "Hello, come here, dear." She blushed and again shook her head. After a second, she ran out. I thought I saw tears in her eyes. So, students, when we go through this section again, we can find out some main points from here. Like, first we can see Mr. Danda, the narrator, he had a very pleasant experience during one of his visit to a hill resort. Then the guest house was recommended by one of his friends due to its convenient location, proximity to the bus stand, and its pleasant view. Again, Mr. Danda tries to talk to a little girl at the guest house, but she runs away without replying to him. These are the three main points that we can find from this section. Here, the first paragraph sets the mood of the story, clearly indicating it to be a story full of human emotions. Then the second paragraph describes the situation and the setting of the story, which is in this case is a guest house at a hill resort. Then the next few paragraphs describe the characters, particularly their physical appearances. The story begins with the narrator narrates his experiences during his stay at a private guest house in one of the hill resorts. According to him, it covered all the facilities that generally lacked in advertisements, and also it was a silent resort. Then, after reaching the restaurant, the hostess was Mrs. Bandari from South. She married to a North Indian. He was a huge, dark person with bony limbs, and Mrs. Bandari's complexion is dark but very pleasant looking and very kind. They had a daughter named Pramodini. She was about 8 years old with a Chinese crop, dressed in jeans and high boots. She was the center of attraction to the author. On arriving at the restaurant, he was welcomed by the warm and friendly affections of Mrs. Bandari. But the daughter Pramodini, she remained a little aloof or a bit timid. Unaware of the child's disability, the narrator beckoned the child to him, at which she shook her head and dashed out of the room. And the narrator saw a little tear in her eyes. Here the narrator was trying to make a good friendship with the girl, but she ran away crying without talking to him. Actually, he don't understand what happened to her. So students, you can see some glossary words at the end of almost all the videos. Please read it carefully and learn it well. Thank you.